Hey guys, Sean Pruitt here, president of Kingdom Exploration. The stock market hits another record high as recession fears ease. This should be on the top article for every digital news site, every newspaper, and on the news everywhere. But what's the top news article on Google? Impeachment. Who cares? The Google algorithm is a computer. It's a computer programmer that's the most intelligent algorithm in the world. When you search Google, 90% of everybody in the world uses Google to find news, to find pictures, to find websites, and it's ran by a program. And so this program is based upon how many times someone clicks on something. If I click on this saying, guess what? That's one more plus for this article. And guess what? That journalist that wrote this article is getting even more, he's getting promoted now because he's the top article. He's getting promoted and they're giving him more important stories and what have you. So in order to be promoted as a journalist, you got to you got to report bullshit. That's what it is, because people aren't reading important news anymore. You got all these young 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds clicking on things that don't even matter. And impeachment is not, it's a witch hunt. It's not even real. And maybe it is real to you. And if it is, I apologize. Well, I don't apologize. I mean, I personally think it's total garbage. Donald Trump is, I mean, look at the stock market. The stock market hits another record high as recession fears ease. And we want to talk about, let's impeach the guy. I believe the only reason why they're impeach him is the same reason he's knocking all these home runs. And so the Democrats have an opportunity to go bat just like Trump, but they won't. Their only way to beat him is get him off the field. That's it. That's it. And so the news is garbage. The talks that they talk about oil, the driving force behind the negativity news about oil is global warming. The global warming is the most important talking point because they're following, the left side following is they're anti-oil. They believe that global warming is a thing, and they are okay with pro-choice. Okay. And so these are their focus. And then also they're anti-guns. And so, of course, they're going to talk about, that's why Beto was talking about, hell yes, I'm going to take your AR. I mean, the only reason why they do that is because they know that causes people to click. Okay. So it's the power of the click. I got a mouse right here. This is the driving force behind everything that you see and read. This click right here, or nowadays it's click on the cell phone. That's the driving force behind everything you read. In these left-wing runners that are trying to run up against Trump, trying to this election cycle, they're doing whatever it takes to get clicks on here. So the driving force behind the news that you read, the things that the left says, the things that journalists produce is based upon clicks. Okay, that's the driving force. But see, the problem with that is that you get all this stuff in your brain. CNN keeps lulling you to sleep with crap. And so it makes us believe it. I mean, if it's the number one article on the internet, hey, it has to be true. Yeah, there must be reason behind it, even though it's not true. See, I've been following oil for the last 25 years, and I'm telling you right now, the news that you read about oil is complete crap because it's about global warming. It's about global warming. So oil is evil. So let's go against oil. And so the shell game is coming to a screeching halt because the financial markets are cutting off oil. Because oil prices are $50-something a barrel, you can't profit in Shell at $50-something a barrel. I've been saying that for years. I told you, I say, hey, this is going to happen. And so the news kept screaming, oh, Shell is going at full tilt. Well, yeah, that's because these CFOs and CEOs of these large multi-billion-dollar oil companies are getting on the news saying that this is what's happening. And no one's taking the time to say, hey, Shell you need $80-$90 a barrel of oil for Shell to be profitable, and they're 50. How's this going to work? Nobody's asking those deep questions on CNN or Fox News. I mean, they expect that the expert knows what he's talking about, okay? And then they move on to the next story about impeachment, whatever. And so bottom line, Shell came to a screeching halt. Bottom line, Trump has an economic war against Saudi Arabia, against Russia, against Iran, against all the Middle East countries, against China. Okay, if he could keep oil prices low, it will destroy their economy, preventing them from being able to finance terror. It's that simple, guys. Okay, now Saudi Aramco is going public. Okay, and I want you guys to listen to what they have to say, and I'll go into further with this.
Hello and welcome to the program. I'm Darine Abougada. Saudi Arabia's crown jewel and the world's largest oil-producing firm, Aramco, is now set to go public after several delays. The initial public offering, or IPO, will be on the Saudi Stock Exchange. How much of the company is for sale and at what price will be determined later. Well, part of the Crown Prince's economic plans for the kingdom, the flotation aims to raise billions of dollars. But estimates of how much it might actually draw vary widely. Mohammed bin Salman wants a $2 trillion price tag. Many bankers put it at $1.5 trillion. And critics of the IPO say investing in Aramco could be risky. The company suffered a drone and missile attack in September that temporarily shut down half its production. Osama bin Javed reports.
The world's most anticipated stock offering is happening after years of hype and several delays. Saudi Aramco, the world's largest oil-producing firm, is being listed on Riyadh's Tadawul exchange, and shares are expected to be priced in December. It's no ordinary oil company. Aramco is the engine driving Saudi Arabia's economy.
This day is truly historic. We are happy to announce our intention to list the Saudi Aramco company at the Saudi Stock Exchange market.
The IPO is the centerpiece of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's Vision 2030.
So one of the concerns is risk. I mean, these guys have just recently they were bombed, okay, and one of their key oil facilities was bombed, and a lot of people have concern about this, and it's been having a hard time being put on the market, quite simply because oil prices have been low. And so this guy, the prince, okay, that we're looking at here on the screen here, this is his focal point. This is going to be the thing that sets him apart from all the other princes. And if this doesn't work, his rule and reign is going to be destroyed. I'm telling you right now, he has more writing on this than anything that you could ever imagine. And so bottom line, he's going to do whatever it takes to cause oil prices to go up. What is he going to do? I don't know, okay? But they've been manipulating oil prices ever since the Yom Kippur War. They curb production. They bomb things. They pay people off. They murder people. They hang people. They will do whatever it takes to cause oil prices to go up, even murder someone, even attack a country, okay? Now, I'm telling you right now, they have military plans to attack maybe Iran, maybe other countries, because war causes oil prices to go up. What do you think happened when Bush was in office? George G.W., when he was in office, we had the Libya War, we had the Gulf War, we had all those wars, and oil prices under his watch hit over record highs, $150-something a barrel, bottom line. And so wars promote oil prices. This man, you're looking at a desperate man. You're looking at a man with more pressure on him. Their country is faltering. The only thing they have that makes money is oil. Oil. In America, once was their focal point was oil because of the petrodollar. Now we don't need oil anymore. We don't need oil anymore, quite simply because we don't need Saudi Arabia. We have enough oil, And our dollar is the most valuable dollar in the world. 95% of all transactions are done in U.S. currency. We have central banks in every country except for 2. And so bottom line, Saudi Arabia knows this. Saudi Arabia can't just cut off a country from oil now, like he did America during the Yom Kippur War, causing oil prices to triple. They don't have that power anymore. They don't have that strength anymore. And then with the liberal news talking about how oil is evil because of global warming and we're going to shut it down, we're going to have green technology, which, by the way, there's no way you could replace oil. 60% of our energy comes from oil alone, and our grids are overly saturated. And how are we going to plug in our electric car if our grids, we're having brownouts, guys. Half of the electricity that runs through our transmission lines is lost in transmission. Half of it. Our grids cannot handle any more electricity running through them. We don't have the capital. We don't have the manpower to change it over to a new system. That's why the Green New Deal made sense logically, but financially, economically, it's unfeasible. It's impossible. It's unmanageable. Unmanageable. And so this man is going up against America to try to get his company worth something at $50-something a barrel when they need minimum $80 to be profitable. He's going up against Iran and the surrounding country. Iran does not want to see this man succeed. That's why they bombed his oil fields. And now his target is even greater. His target is he has a bigger target on his back than he ever has before, quite simply because he's going public with this thing, making it the richest company in the entire world, bigger than Apple, bigger than Google. If you don't think he has a target on his back, you need to think about this, because Iran hates Saudi Arabia. Iran hates them. They're financially, they're hurting. They have a lot of pride. Their dignity has been taken from them. They're going to do whatever it takes. And I wouldn't be surprised if Saudi Arabia has already made plans to attack Iran during this time, to be on the offense, because they know for a fact they're going to get attacked again. And that's the number one fear of banks. If oil prices were $80 a barrel and they had no fear of Saudi Arabia being attacked, yeah, their IPO, Aramco, would be worth $2 trillion, and they could raise as much money as they wanted. But they can't. Oil price is $50-something a barrel. They can't. They're going to get attacked again. Everybody knows it. So they're more than likely, they're going to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. One bomb from Saudi Arabia and Iran, it might prevent a war from them attacking even more, and also it will increase oil prices. It will increase oil prices. So I wouldn't be surprised if this man here, the prince, I can't say his name, don't worry about it. If he is desperate. He is desperate. And he's surrounded by desperate people, and they're going to do whatever it takes to cause oil prices to go up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. The shell game is shut down, guys. I have more and more companies are shutting down. The banks are closing the door on shell companies. Oil is, it's unbelievable what's happening, because all the liberal media, all the liberal news, all the lies is causing investor confidence to die from oil. Investors actually believe, oh yeah, the electric car is going to replace the gas powered. I don't think so. It's impossible, because the grid can't handle any more electricity. I really believe that we're going to have a new green technology, and it's going to replace all the oil in the world, and everything's going to be great. We're going to live in bubbles, and oxygen is going to be cleaner, and everything's going to be better. That is total crap. In order to replace oil combustible engines, you're still got to use oil for batteries. For all this green tech, it's not green, guys. It's using oil to develop. You can't get rid of oil. It's not going to happen. And so all of this negative news is causing investor confidence in oil to shut down. But what's going to happen? What goes down, it has to come up. It's like a slingshot. Oil prices are dropping even more. Money's being cut off from oil. And then all of a sudden, the demand outweighs the supply, and then bam, oil prices skyrocket. And then what happens? And everyone's scammering to go drill more oil. Okay, so I'm excited to see what happens. I see the writing on the wall. I've been in this for 25 years. We're going into a season where, in Shell, you got to understand something. Shell investment has dropped tremendously, and Shell decline curve is massive. A traditional oil well, a conventional oil well, it might take 40 years before it completely drains, and it might take 5 to 10 years before it starts to even decline. Shell, it starts declining day one. You get like 80% of the production the first year, and then that's it. So the decline curve is massive. So you need to drill a lot of shell, a lot of investment capital in shell in order to maintain that output. So we went from producing 6 million barrels a day to 16 million a day just from shell alone, 10 million barrels a day from shell. So that 10 million a day it could drop in half in a year if we stop investing in shell. That 5 million a day would be a huge impact on oil prices. What do you think is going to happen? Oil prices are going up, guys, and Saudi Arabia knows shell, it can't last. Putin knows it. Anybody that has half a brain in oil and gas knows that shell cannot maintain its output. So, all right, guys, I'm Sean Pruitt, president of Kingdom Exploration. Currently, we have a fund that it's a mutual fund of oil wells, and it offers incredible tax benefit, 180% write-offs from investing into this fund, which I could explain more. I'm not a tax advisor, but ask your CPA. I'll explain more if you have any questions. In the description, there's a link to request more information. And if you like these videos, please subscribe by clicking the link in the description or hitting the it's right there. Boom. There's a little icon there. You click to subscribe. All right, guys. Have a great day.